Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins discussion video. This is an actual discussion video because there have been some roster moves made today. Some pretty big roster moves, and that's why I'm covering it in this video. I definitely want to know what you think about these roster moves. Of course, I'm excited, but also a little bit questioning about why we designated somebody for assignment. So maybe that's looking forward to the future of the trade deadline. Maybe it's just because we didn't have room for him. I don't know. I want to know what you think. But let me read you the official statement from the Minnesota Twins that they just released about 35 minutes ago or so. So the Twins announced today, so whatever day it is, Tuesday? Is it Tuesday already? The Minnesota Twins announced Tuesday that they have reinstated first baseman C.J. Cron and outfielder Eddie Rosario from the 10-day injured list. It's about freaking time that Rosario and Cron get back. I've been working a lot lately, so give me a couple days here, but I'm off for like the next 9 or so. But give me a break here. I did not even know that C.J. Cron was on the injured list. That is news to me. I was like, hey, why isn't he even in the lineup? Obviously, I kind of figured that something was wrong, but I did not know that he was on the injured list. So to have him back, to have Rosario back is, of course, great. We're going to get to their stats here in a little bit and everything. Well, right now, actually. Cron missed the Twins' last 5 games with the right thumb inflammation. There's my answer. He hit .266 with 18 doubles, 17 home runs, 54 RBIs, 23 walks, and then an OPS of .821 in all the games that he's played this season. Rosario missed the last 13 games with a left ankle sprain, hitting .282, 14 doubles, 20 home runs, 60 RBIs, 51 runs scored, and an OPS of .841 on 75 games. So obviously, those are 2 big bats that, can slump a little bit, right? I don't think anybody is like, hey, obviously we're getting superstars back right into the lineup. They are a little streaky, so they might not come back, fire out of the gun or whatever the expression is, but I think this is obviously good to get these guys back in the lineup very soon after taking it slow. I don't know if they will play tonight against the Mets. I would assume tomorrow, the next series into Oakland, but very good news if you're a Twins fan. Obviously, like I said, those guys are 2 big bats that we've been missing the last couple of games. Obviously, we did well in Cleveland without them, and of course the All-Star break, but right before that, we did win the series with Texas. We struggled against the A's, and the series right before that, I can't even remember who that was, but we went through a bad stretch right then at that time, right before the series versus Texas. But to get all these guys healthy again is good. Now, on the corresponding moves to Rosario and Cron coming back, Buxton went to the 7-day IL list. So he got hurt on Sunday, or was it Sunday or Saturday, I believe. Whenever he made that diving catch, it saved a run or so. He I think came up with concussion-like symptoms is what I've been told, what this says. And, they're playing it safe. He didn't play Sunday, I believe, or maybe it was Friday even. I can't remember when Buxton was hurt. But regardless, 7-day IL. And it's okay because we're getting these guys back. But obviously Buxton is a player. Let's keep reading here. So to make room for Cron and Rosario on the 20-man roster, the Twins have placed outfielder Byron Buxton on the 7-day injured list, retro to 7/14. So that's 2 days ago, so I don't know if that means it was really the 10-day injured list and then now it's back to 7 because of the time, or if it is actually a 7-day injured list. I didn't know that thing existed, but and then now it's 5 days. We'll see. Obviously, they're very taking it slow here, but with concussion-like symptoms. But here's the biggest news, I think, of this entire episode. They have designated right-handed pitcher Mike Morin for release or assignment. Buxton appeared in 75 games this season, hitting .249, 24 doubles, 4 triples, 9 home runs, 42 RBI, and an OPS of .798. Morin made 23 appearances for the Twins this season, posting a 3.18 ERA, 1 save, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. He pitched 22 and 2/3 innings pitched and gave up 8 earned runs. Now, of course, moving from Rosario and Cron, I think that's very good that they are going to be back in the lineup very soon. Again, maybe not tonight necessarily, but, be back in the lineup, if not tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the series versus Oakland, the rest of the homestand here. That is great. Of course, you want to make sure Buxton is okay, with concussion-like symptoms from whenever he dove and got injured in the Cleveland series. But now, the biggest news, I think, of the episode is we released Mike Morin. And this was a surprise to me. I mean, I know there's a couple of different things we can go from here. I know that he hasn't been the greatest, right? Neither has anybody else. I mean, all of our guys in the bullpen, with respect to, Taylor Rogers, I think he is our best guy in the bullpen. That's pretty obvious. But to everybody else, they've all had a game or two where they just fall apart. And Mike Morin hasn't really, done anything spectacular, but he hasn't sucked like completely like a lot of other guys. Again, nobody's really sucked like a lot. But I don't know why we made this move, right? Because like Littell and Duffy are two guys that, they have improved. I will give them that for sure. They have improved, but those have been the guys for me this season that I don't see unless we're winning by 5 or 4 runs, or we're down by 4 or 5 runs. Of course, Duffy has been put into situations, same with Littell, in the last couple of games where they're winning by 1 run or, in a tight spot and they have to come into pitch. That's okay. They've done well, and I think they've earned that. But, those guys were guys that I would expect to maybe drop first. And obviously keep players like Blake Parker, Trevor May, Taylor Rogers. Don't think anybody's questioning that. But this Mike Morin trade, release, is very interesting to me. Again, I don't know why it was him in particular that we made the move. I guess that he was a kind of a guy like Littell, where he was like, coming in for not a lot of games, just a couple innings here and there when we were up or down. But I think the main reason we designated him for assignment, again, I'm not sure why it was him in particular, but it's because of the trade deadline, right? So we know that the trade deadline is coming up, and we know the Twins are going to have to make moves. Yes, we just made 2 moves to bring players back. Of course, one is on the injured list now, and then one got designated for assignment. So when Buxton comes back, it'll be interesting to see who we move where. But for this in particular move, to put Morin on the designated for assignment list, I think it does open up a lot for the trade deadline. Because we know we need a pitcher, or at least we've talked about needing a pitcher. It doesn't matter if it's a starter or a reliever in this case, but we've talked about needing a pitcher. So to designate a guy like Morin for assignment, we're able to at least, I think, trade off, lose a pitcher to gain a pitcher in the long run, or in the next, 2 weeks or so until the trade deadline. So I think that is why the move was made. Again, I'd love to know your opinion on why him in particular that move was made. But I think, yes, he's kind of a guy leaning in this direction of, hey, we'll use you when we need to, or when we're up or so. But I also think, and more, that it is used for the trade deadline coming up. And I do think that's a good move. I do think, we had to get rid of some guys. And, of course, that's a tough move to make. We do have a lot of great guys on our team, bench players as well. Adrianza, Arise. Who else is on our bench? I don't know. One of the catchers. So it's like you've got several guys that have been really good, right, that we can't get rid of. And, of course, we're going to have to make some moves. The pitchers, the guys got to go. And I really think it is a good opportunity to look into the trade deadline a little bit more detailed. So I definitely want to know what you guys think, because this is a big move. This is a very big move. Obviously, to get the 2 guys back, Buxton going to the IL kind of sucks, but to designate a guy for assignment and make a little bit more room for somebody that we can pick up or go trade for, it makes trades easier, I think, because then it's like, if you trade for 2 players, or you're taking more guys in, you've got some leeway for who you're going to get rid of. And moves had to be made. Now, the other thing is, very quickly, should we have traded Morin for somebody else, maybe a decent prospect or something? I'll leave that up to you guys. But I think Morin is a guy who we could have got something for, and maybe, somebody will take him once we DFA'd him. But was that the right move to make? I guess, it's very interesting to see. We designated him for assignment, but could we have made a trade with him to try to get somebody else instead of moving him and then going to get another piece, and then we're going to have to move somebody else around. I want to know what you guys think. If it was Morin the right guy to move? Could we have made a trade for him? What do you guys think of all these moves coming back? I definitely want to know your opinion. So let me know down in the comments. But if you guys enjoy the video, I really enjoy talking to you guys, so make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, like the video, and if you like what I do here, hit that subscribe button. I hope I've provided you guys some information or entertainment about the Twins. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Check above my head if you missed this morning's video about the trade news or the signing news with Eduardo Nunez. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys tonight for the game review. See you then.